Hello, everyone. By now, you are well versed with how to begin a game, count and write down scores, exchange tiles, or maybe even challenge off your opponent's words from the board. And in our session today on Introduction to Scrabble, brought to you by Collins, Mattel, and the Scrabble Association of India, in partnership with the Scrabble Association of Delhi and Wordaholics, we shall tell you how the game of Scrabble ends. At the tournament level, the game is typically played with a timer with 25 minutes allocated to each player. So you basically have to make all your moves within 25 minutes of your own time. If you go overtime, every minute that you go overtime, over your 25 minutes, there is a penalty involved. 10 points get added to your opponent's score. But for now, we shall leave this topic of the timer for a later stage. Let's focus on this beautiful board that we see here. And this is what a typical board would look like towards the end of the game. We see some very good words played here. We see the use of the blank, which is used here as an S to make the word virtues, and it has connected to the word woofs. The second blank here is used as a C to make the word school. The game ends when all the tiles in the tile bag are over. There are no more tiles to pick up. If you look at these two tile racks, this is the tile rack for player B, and there are 4 tiles on the rack, and player A has 6 tiles on the rack. In the normal course of the game, before you play your next move, each player has to draw out tiles from the tile bag so that they have 7 tiles on the rack before the next move. Now, in this situation, whether there are no more tiles in the tile bag, player B over here is left with 4 tiles. Player A has 6 tiles on the rack, and it is player A's turn to play. Suppose player A uses these letters I-N-E-R-T-I from their rack, and using the A from the board, plays the beautiful word inertia. When player A does that, player A would have finished all the tiles on their rack, and that will signify the end of the game. But player B still has 4 tiles left on the rack. So what you do now is you will add the points of the tiles which are there on player B's rack. In this case here, you have 1 for T plus 1 for I, 1 for L, and 1 for T. That makes it 4 points. Now what you do is you double the score. So double of 4 is 8. And these 8 points will now get added to player A's score. And at the end, the person with the highest cumulative score will win the game. In a special scenario, and for various reasons, a game may end even when there are still tiles left in the tile bag. In such a situation, the first thing one does is to ensure that both the players have equal number of moves. If player A has 12 moves and player B has 11 moves, then player B will get an opportunity to play one more turn, so that now both of them have 12 moves written down in their score sheets. Also, there will be 2 scenarios in this. If there are tiles in the tile bag and a person has played a word, they will have to draw out tiles so that there are 7 tiles on their rack. So player B over here would need to draw 3 tiles from the rack, and player A would need to take 1 tile from the tile bag so that they have 7 tiles on their rack. But if there are no more tiles in the tile bag, then the tiles which are left on both the players' racks remain as they are. Then what you do is you add these points of tiles. For player B, we see that the total of points here is 4. Very importantly, we do not double these points as we did in the case when one of the players had played off all the tiles on their rack. When both the players have tiles on their racks, then you simply add the points of the tiles on the rack. In this case, 4 points for player B. 4 points will get added to player A's score. Player A, in the meanwhile, has 1 for I, 1 point for N, 1 for E, 1 for R, 1 point for T, and 1 for I, making it a total of 6 points. These 6 points are going to get added to player B's score. And once again, the person with the highest cumulative score wins the game. Now, armed with all the tools of playing Scrabble, right from beginning the game to ending the game, we hope you start enjoying this game on the board. You start to build on your general knowledge, your word knowledge, and your strategy. And in our next session, we will come back with a very fun aspect of Scrabble, and that is about unjumbling words, hoping to find bingos and learning to score some extra points on the board. And until we see you in our next session, it's goodbye for now.